Hey, what's up, everybody? Steve with My Honey's Handmade. So, I need a. Let me show you what we're doing. I designed a growth chart, and we've got to be able to use this routing guide. It goes in between to route out these slots for the growth chart. And on my Harbor Freight router, my guide bushing is really sloppy in there. So we designed one in Lightburn, which is the software for the laser. Let me show you. We designed it. Let me bring this camera down. Whoops. Sorry. We had to try different sizes. So what works for this guide bushing is 1.1750. You can see the size up here. So I'm going to delete these other two. And before, see if you can see that color. Let me change this color to something you can see real quick. Okay, so these are the inserts I designed and cut out of acrylic right here. And I glue these together because I don't have thick acrylic. I've only got 1/16 or 18 or 1/8 of an inch thick. So I glue these together. No problem, just use super glue. It works like a champ. So we need to change the inner diameter hole to this for the design we already did. Let me make a copy of these. I'm going to title these original. I like to save copies of originals. And to make any changes. So you can go back and you have different versions. Hey, Duck, how's it going? So let's get this. Now let's change the inner diameter. It's a little bigger. Let me double check something real quick. That should work. So 1.1750. Okay. So we've got the holes, or we've got the plates. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Save the file. Hey, ducks. No, we're gonna laser cut this. With our laser, we're gonna laser cut some acrylic. Let me double check the speed here. $20 and $50. $22 and $35. That doesn't sound right. Let's go to my materials library. $30 and $60. Okay, we're gonna try $30 and $60 for the speed and the power. So I'm gonna say $30 and $60. You always want to make sure you have high air on this. So let's go move our sheet. And we've got some spare acrylic I use for ornaments and other things. We're gonna keep the acrylic off the ground with these little pieces of scrap. That way you have less score marks. You get cleaner cuts. It should work. Okay. Let's get our focal distance, which is the distance from the laser head to the material. You want it to be 6 millimeter on my laser, or for this laser head from Thunder. We're gonna go down a little bit. Okay, that'll work. Okay, let's do a frame. This will tell us the path. Let me go to the computer and plop that in. All right, let's do it. So here we go. We're cutting acrylic here. I've got my 8-inch exhaust going. What's up, Dave? I'm just cutting some acrylic. I'm making a routing template for my Harbor Freight router. If you guys need any templates, I can cut them out of acrylic or wood. Hope you're doing good, Dave. All right, there we go. We got them made. Those are our 2 plates. They're going to glue together with super glue. I always run the exhaust for an extra 45 seconds to a minute, and that clears out the fumes. I upgraded the exhaust. This is an 8-inch exhaust, and I think that's around 11 or 1200 CFM. All right. Lickety split, man. That was like nothing. Look at that. Yeah. Now, hopefully the holes I measured correctly. Uh-oh, that could be bad. All right, check it out. Let's see what we have. Let's see if that thing screws in. Yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. So, all right, here's my guide bushing. Fits like a glove. We test fit it on wood first. Oh, yeah. Then you line the holes up. Just like butter, baby. Look at that. Woo! And you do this. Let me show you. Let me get the screwdriver. I'll show you. I feel like I need to play Connect 4, man. I've got these perfectly round little cutouts. I'm like, Connect 4. All right. So the reason I make it like this is on a router plate, you would usually countersink. Well, having this extra layer of acrylic lets you put the screws so it's flush. So this should work just fine. We're going to test fit it to make sure we have it oriented correctly, and then we'll glue it up. This is the original. Let me show you. This is the one I made, was it this year or last year? I can't remember. I went to Harbor Freight. My cordless router, both of them failed. So I went and picked up one of these Bauer from Harbor Freight. This thing is a beast. Love it. Plenty of power. The only thing, you have to deal with cords, but other than that, man, it's fantastic. So this has worked really well. But my problem is, for this guide bushing, I made this for a different set of guide bushings, I guess. So it's sloppy. Like, there's a lot of play in there, and I need this to be exact. Hey, see you, Dave. Thanks, man. Because we're wanting to route out. We're routing out some numbers. So let's dry fit this. And this plate, it wasn't, that's pretty good. That'll work right there. So let's screw that on. Since the holes line up. See you, Dave. Hope you're having a good one, brother. Hey, Dave, if you can still hear me, man, send me an email, man. I want to holler at you about something. myhoneyshandmade@gmail.com. What's nice, I made, I'll show you what it came with. I'll pull it out of the bag. The whole reason I made myself one of these is for support. Because the one that came with is just really small, so you don't have a lot of support when you're going around your routing. All right, so we got that. Now, our holes line up. There we go. So our holes line up, just like that. Let me grab the super glue. So this is what came with the router. It's really small, see? It's really small. So you don't have a lot of support when you're doing wood. The wider it is, you're gonna have better support. So that's why I made one. All right, let's glue this bad boy in. We don't even need activator, really. And you know, if I was selling these, I'll make you one if you want one. I'll sell you one. But if I was making these and really starting to sell them, I'd probably make them out of thicker acrylic, which I think I could cut 3/4 inch acrylic, I believe. So just line the holes back up. You can clamp it, whatever you want to do. Push down on it, hold it for 30 seconds. You guys ready to see this thing in action? We'll take one of my templates and try it out. All right. So now we have a handy dandy. And the good thing is, this, whoop, man, that's a little tight now. It's a little tight on 2 pieces. I'm gonna tap that in. Hey Aldo, how's it going? There it goes. Just a little tight. So now we can come in here and add our ring. Well, that's not easy to get to, is it? Not really. That's not easy at all. Come on, little buddy. You can do it. It doesn't want to grab. It's like there's no, I don't have it all the way through or something. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now it's pushed all the way through. I was like, man, it's not catching. There we go. Now it's catching. All right. I'm going to tighten that. And we'll route something here pretty quick. Let's tighten that up just a little. Yeah, it's not really wide enough. Should have done that a little differently, I think. Let's see what I did on this one. No, I did it the same on this one. Okay. All right, let's grab the routing template. This is our little bit. There we go. We're going to say for our depth, don't really need a lot. Let's try that. Let me grab a dust mask and a piece of wood. We're going to clamp it down and test this thing out. Let me grab a chunk of wood. That'll work. What's up? All right, let's test the router out. Hey, what's up, Carrie? Carrie, we just designed and made an acrylic faceplate for our router from Harbor Freight, and we're trying it out. The one thing I didn't think about, I need to make my template twice as thick because I'm bottoming out. So I need to make a second duplicate. So give me a second. I'm going to make another template real quick. We'll make another 2 and try it out. Give me just a second. We'll do that. How are you doing today, Eco? Nah, we're almost done. You can't expect things to go perfectly all the time, you know? Actually, we're just gonna, instead of making it twice as thick, we're gonna cut it out of a piece that's thick. A piece of, we'll use a piece of maple. That should probably solve the problem. Well, I don't know if that actually, I don't know if I have enough of that maple or not. Let me look. Hey, Bad Dragon, what's up, man? I've got some. Oh, I forgot. I've got some of this. Cool. I've got some 1/4-inch red oak plywood, which is my favorite. I did not realize I had some left. Sweet. Let me take you in here. This has an MDF core, so it cuts well. Whereas a lot of 1/4-inch plywood is just, it's not MDF core, so it's really tough on the laser, really hard to cut. So this is my favorite, cuts clean. Make sure our focal distance is good. Should be down to 6 mil. I'm gonna put some magnets to hold it down a little bit. It's a little bowed, which is pretty normal. All right. Bad Dragon, man, I love to hear that. That was a lot of work. That was a cool project, man. You have to send me pictures or tag me, dude. That's awesome, man. I'm glad. All right, we're about to cut 1/4 inch red oak. Now, didn't you say you're 3D printing those, some of those parts? That may need another pass. I'm not sure if that cut all the way through or not. This is also a new lens for my laser I got last week, so I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, Bad Dragon, man. A lot of people ghost you online, man. It's crazy. I see it all the time. Nah. Oh, it did. Okay. Just push it through. Come on, baby. So I could slow down just a little. Man, that's a nice cut. There we go. So if I slow down just a little, there we go. So we have a 2. Let's go put it on the router. That should take care of our problem about being so high up. As far as bottoming out, see if you look at these, see the thickness difference? Let me take you down there. This is 1/8 inch, this is 1/4 inch. What was happening on this one, the bit was right there, so it was bottoming out just a little bit. All right, so let's tape this one down. I really need, let's do this. I designed these to fit. This is for a growth chart I'm making. The router's going to run along here and make the increments. And then these numbers, you can put 1 through 6 for 6 feet. So this is what it's going to be like. Let me tape this down. I'll just clamp this down. I think I've got enough room to be able to clamp it. Yeah, probably. Let's see. I don't think the router's going to catch that. Okay. That ought to work. And I'm going to go ahead and just put some super glue on it. Yeah, Carrie, it's going to be a 6 foot tall solid alder. They saw something on Etsy and asked me if I can make it, and you know, I say yes way too often. I shouldn't sometimes, but it's cool. So I'm gonna I designed this. This is the first test run. So my I'll start selling it to other woodworkers because you know they sell these things for like $100, and I'm like, you know, I can make one probably for $50 and ship it to you. So that's what we're trying to do. All right. So now, there we go. Let me mask up. Now here's the thing. We're going to have to raise. See, this guide bushing rides along the outside. That's true. I mean, I know when someone from YouTube asked me to cut out a hurdy-gurdy, I was like, what the hell is a hurdy-gurdy? But that was a pretty cool project. My son was like, ooh. So we're going to lower this a little bit. See, we should be touching. Yeah. All right. Let's try that. I'm going to mask up. See what we got. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button. I know this is different than wood turning, but this is part of what I do. So thanks for joining me. Exactly. Exciting, right? Hello, Carrie. All right, so for a proof of concept, it works. My routing template works. Making that carry, that's exactly what I was thinking because you can see the bleed through. A couple of other options, I could paint it while the template's still there. I could also clear coat, but my problem is after the numbers are going to be added, the rest is going to be stained. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for sure, but yeah, that doesn't look too bad, but I have to sand it more to get that over, it filled in some of the grain. So I'm going to have to think, I think I've read that you can clear coat with lacquer, then do what I just did, and then that lacquer will keep the finish or the color from bleeding into the grain. So I think that will work. And I've got some lacquer, so I might end up spraying it doing that. So what's that, Carrie? Oil first. I don't know. I've done some color fill with epoxy where I'll engrave it, clean it out, then clear coat, let it dry, then fill, then sand, and then clear coat. I don't know. Well, the problem is, Carrie, like let's say I route this, because let me show you. Because it's going to be like a growth chart, like, for example, we're going to have these numbers. So this is the bottom. So we're going to put this on the board and route here, and all these get notched out and then painted. Same thing with these, but the rest of the board is a different color. Yeah, I'm going to experiment. That's the thing. And I think it's worth it. I only have an order for one of these. I haven't tried to sell any. Someone just reached out. But it's an opportunity to make this, and that works. That routing template works. And that works for the little setup. And then I've got another bushing for this. I've got to find it. I misplaced it now, but yeah, all these get painted. the numbers get painted and this gets painted, then the rest is stained. So in my mind, I'm notching these out, and I've got to hand sand each of them too when you're out. So in my mind, that's going to be done. Here we go. Here's Orlando. Just put painter's tape after routing over the number. Just put painter's tape after routing over the numbers. Press down to get outline, then use razor. That might work, Orlando. Thanks for the tip. Not real sure yet. But the good news is that works. Ooh, you know what, Carrie? Ooh, Carrie, you might be onto something. Huh. How about this? How about I might have to get with my customer. What if, instead of doing all this, Mr. BW, how about instead of doing all that, why don't I just cut these pieces out, like cut some that are black, let it dry, and then cut them out. Same thing with the numbers, so that when I put it on the board, this is just the template. These get glued and tacked down. They're already painted. Same thing here, and I'm done. Hey, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Let me see if I have the number one. All right, I've got the number two already here. There's a number one, number two. Let's try it. I think I'm gonna try that, because Carrie, that sounds a lot easier to me. So, see, like I could just, all right, let's do that real quick. Let me fire up the laser again. Doop doop. Get this maple out of here. Yeah, Carrie, I think that would really pop. That way the board's already finished. The board's already stained. And honestly, stained and, well, it doesn't have to be clear coated. Hey, Rumpel, what are you doing, man? And honestly, I like the 3D look better. It's actually a little more original, and it's a little more original, and it's easier, because honestly, this is a hard process to try to nail down when you're only making one. Yeah, they sent me a picture. What's up, Joe? Yeah, Joe, that's why I designed it too. I'm gonna sell it. I looked at Woodcraft. They sell an acrylic version of this for $100, and I'm like, no way. So in my mind, this is already set up for the bottom of the board, up to 1 foot, 2 foot, and they're 1 inch or whatever. They're to scale, and then I cut out the numbers, and you get this whole kit for like 40 or 50 bucks shipped to your house. And then you can make these. If you go look on Etsy, they sell for about $140. Now, don't forget, that's with shipping. I bet shipping's 20 or 25. So, let me print this out. Let me cut this out real quick. Actually, check it out. I forgot. There it is right there. So, yeah, I've got it right there, man. Here, let's just bust one of these out. So let me go grab my tripod. Sorry, guys. You guys have good ideas. I appreciate that. But I think, yeah, I'm going to send her a mock-up, because I think that's going to be so much easier on me and look a lot better. So, yeah, we're going to mock this up real quick. Let me scooch over here. Ooh. Just for fun, we're just going to bust out these teeth with our fingers. So for example, you tape this on. This is already painted and cut, laser cut exactly. That slides in, and then you lift it off, and you're left with all the marks exact and all the numbers exact, and they're already finished. Heck yeah, that's what we're doing. So we got a 1, 2. All right. So we're going to cut out some of these real quick. And then on the top of the board, we're going to engrave a, she had a saying, I think, family beyond a measure or something like that, or love beyond a measure. So let me cut a couple of these out. Just a second, guys. Sorry. All right, proof of concept coming up. Hey, June, how you doing? Collaborating, there we go. So if you guys need any templates, let me know. I can make it out of 1/8 Baltic birch and make it pretty cheap for you. What's up, Plywood? How you doing, man? Well, it didn't cut my line out like I wanted, though. I wanted a line cut. It didn't do it. Not sure why. Oh, it didn't add my line like I had it. So I just added it. Change it to 1/8 Baltic birch. That's the speed and power. One more time, then that should do it, I believe. Hey, Carrie, this is a Thunder laser. It's a ridiculous laser. It's a, let me back up and show you, Carrie. I've had it for about 2 years. It's 1,100 pounds of fun. It's like buying a nice used car, basically. Plywood, did you put up a video? Well, June, hit me up. I could probably do it. I do engrave some photos, but I make signs for makers like there's my sign. That's my honey's handmade. It's a little out of focus. It's pretty quiet. Honestly, when it's running, if I'm running for hours at a time, I'll put the headphones in and listen to music with my earbuds. And usually I wear a respirator because usually in the shop I'm cutting stuff and running the laser, and I like to wear a respirator when the laser's running as well. Okay, so there's our clean pieces. That's our proof of concept, guys. I think this is gonna be fantastic, y'all. All right, so just for fun, let me get the tripod. Yes, it's awesome brainstorming with you guys. Check it out. All right, let me. So pretend this is the piece of wood, like the alder, that I'll be making this out of. We're going to be lining up. You're going to be lining these up and line it up like so. Imagine the board's a little wider, you know what I mean? But these, we'll tape them on just for fun, why not? These are your marks for ½ inch. They're accurate, sorry. So for example, this is already finished. Whoops, let's put it in the right spot. And you would clamp this down or tape it. You know what I mean? But just imagine these are already painted. Like I would paint the wood, let it dry overnight, or give it half a day. Then I would laser cut it. You just lay this where you want it on your already done board, your already pre-finished board. And then I would probably do pin nails as well. So check it out. And then let's just say, for the sake of argument, I know this is off a little because it's not wide enough, but that's my template. So let's say the one, I think this is going to be fantastic. Come on, buddy. Man, that glue is taking forever to come out. Come on. Okay, like such. Then you line all those up and you take your template out. Well, what you do is you put two, for example, now let's put our other square up. Let's take our square. Sorry, let's take this piece out. So we're already lined up, but you would take your square for your number 2 and put it up here. That way you can index off of it and keep going. Make sense? Yeah, I'll paint them first, Carrie. So, for example, and the board's wider. The board's going to be 7.25. This is only like 4. But check it out. That's nice and secure. I think that's what I'm going to send them. Because I don't want to route it all out. That's a ton of work. And this is cleaner. I mean, that looks so much better. See, Carrie, you've got the vision. All right, all right, all right. Hey, we got 36 likes. All right. Uh, hey, it is a growth chart. It's going to be 6.5 feet. This thing's going to be 6.5. I mean, it's going to be 6 inches tall. Here, I'll show you. It's going to be 6 inches tall, 7.25 inches wide. It is actually going to be made out of, dun dun dun. It's going to be made out of this piece of alder. This is a 10-foot piece of alder. And I already sent a stain sample. It's going to be that one on the bottom. So this is what it's going to be. So it's going to be a beautiful piece of wood. Yeah, Carrie, it's a growth ruler. The top of it's going to be engraved with a vertical engraving that she requested. So that will have to be put in the laser that'll have to be put into the laser like this, and the laser will be open. I've actually never ran it like that. Maybe I'll laser cut that too. I don't know. I got to send this to her and make sure she likes it. Well, June, I don't like moving furniture. Are you moving furniture for fun? You're just reorganizing? Thanks, Bad Dragon. I'll check out your email, man. Hey, no problem, Carrie. I thought I wasn't going to do any turning today. I did 2 turnings yesterday. Well, that's it for me, guys. Catch you on the next one. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll let you know if the client goes for it because I'll put it in my pics or my stories or something. So have a good one, guys. Catch you on the next one. All right. See you, Rumple.